Scientists say that 60% of the human body is made up of water. That's right, folks. Over half of our body is actually water. And that's why drinking the right amount of liquids each day is crucial to your overall health. In fact, having the right amount of water in your body takes care of so many important bodily functions, like removing waste, like keeping your skin clear and happy. And it even helps us maintain an ideal body temperature. So, just as we need water, so does our planet. The water cycle.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's me, Dr. Riley, and I'm here with my good friend and colleague, Dr. Monday.
Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. Those are the three choices.
You're absolutely right. That way we can play in any time zone.
That's correct.
Okay, so Dr. Monday, today we've been talking about weather, and we've been talking about the water cycle, and I understand that you're kind of an expert in the field.
Well, it's true, I'm very intelligent when it comes to the weather. I have a problem though, Dr. Riley.
Oh, what's that? Yeah.
Well, I have a flower here, and I realize that if it doesn't receive the proper amount of water, it does that.
Oh.
What can we possibly do to figure out how my flower can get water from the sky?
Let's think about that. Well,
Because just mentioning water.
Wow.
Look at that, the flower comes to life.
it's like magic.
It is like magic,
Wow.
but then again, so is the weather like magic. Now, here's what I do know.
What do you know?
Well, that clouds form up in the sky, and they're made up of water
Yep.
and dust
Uh-huh.
and different gases. Now, once that water becomes too heavy, then it has to fall because gravity, that big force that pulls to the center of the earth,
Right.
will pull that water down and make my flower very happy and water it, and it'll stay good. So the water comes into our rivers, lakes, oceans.
Just for the kids at home, what do they call that when that water falls down from the clouds?
Well, I would refer to it as precipitation, and it doesn't have to be rain.
Oh.
It could be snow if it was cold out.
Or hail.
Or hail. Now, hail is a really interesting procedure because what happens is a water droplet falls down and gets caught by an updraft of wind. And that raindrop goes back up high and freezes.
Wow.
And then it gets heavy and falls a little lower. But if the wind's really strong, it takes it up again. And another layer of ice forms. And it falls again until it gets so heavy that it falls to the earth, sometimes as big as a baseball.
Wow, you knew a lot more about this than I even anticipated.
Well, yeah, because my roof got dented with hail one time and I had to pay for it. Money.
What are we going to do about that flower?
Oh, I need it to water. But if I said this correctly, the precipitation came down from the clouds, and now the water is making my flower happy. But now the water's on the ground. Something else happens. It's another word that ends with shun. Remember, precipitation falls from the sky.
Yes.
Well, when it goes back up, it's called condensation. In other words, all of the water molecules are heated by the sun, which loosens them up, has them moving more and more until they turn into
Wait.
a vapor, a gas.
Whoa. So wait, let me get this straight. It's precipitation, and then like the beads go around in here, and that is condensation, and that builds, and then it turns into a gas, and it's evaporation, and it goes back up in the sky.
And it goes back up into the clouds where these little gases turn back into water and dust and a little bit of gas, which would be from the water.
Not that kind of gas, not that kind. Okay.
And that's Dr. Riley's specialty, the other kind. But at this point, we are back to where we started.
Oh.
It forms a cloud out of the dust, the precipitation, and the vapors. And when it becomes heavy again, it falls back down because my flower.
That was another brain break. The genius fact about water is that it replenishes itself. That's right, it's called precipitation. Without precipitation, our planet would look like a huge desert, like a scene from the Dune movie. But how does precipitation work? You see those clouds overhead? Well, they contain water vapor, which is nothing more than small drops of condensed water. And when it gets too heavy, it falls, like rain. And this cycle repeats itself over and over again, sending water to the soil and water to the animals who need it. It's all one big cycle of life, and I love it. Here's what we're gonna need. We're gonna need some food coloring, some cotton balls, and we're gonna need a plastic cup that has holes in the bottom of it. Get an adult to help you if you wanna do it that way. We're gonna need a big jar like this, one that's big enough to hold the cup like that. And then finally, water. We're gonna need water. Step number one, we're gonna take some cotton balls. We're gonna put it in our cup, all right? Oh, and then we're going to put some food coloring in our water. 1, 2, 3 drops. Next step, we're gonna pour this blue water over the cotton balls and wait for it to rain. As the water penetrates the cotton balls, it becomes heavy, and we start to see water droplets similar to rainfall. Look at it go. It's so amazing. Tornadoes are one of Earth's most dangerous phenomenons. Tornadoes are formed when cold, dry air meets with warm air coming from a different direction, and it creates a spinning sensation. They can get up to speeds of 300 miles per hour. The most deadliest is formed within thunderstorms called supercells. These tornadoes can live anywhere from a few seconds to 3 hours. Scientists still don't completely understand tornadoes, and the unpredictability makes them even more difficult and dangerous. But on the lighter side, what if I told you we could make our own tornado? Let's make a water tornado. It doesn't take much. We need count them 2 liter bottles and our fancy tube connector to connect the two. Now be careful, these tubes can leak, so please have an adult with you. Now flip the bottle over and give it a little shake. Shake, shake, shake it a baby now, shake it a baby. Oh my, ew, goodness. And OMG, it's a tornado. Test tube tales. That's right, things you didn't know came from a test tube. And today, we will learn about the raincoat.
Raining. Then it's chemistry to the rescue. Something that came out of a test tube is going to protect her from that shower. Here, folded into a compact little package, is a transparent raincoat, rainproof like rubber. Of a similar material are some of the new umbrellas and parasols, combining utility with beauty of design and color. Now let it rain.
So it starts off as the clouds are filled with water. When they become too heavy, the water falls from the clouds into our lakes and rivers.
Like this.
Empty it all out.
Okay, it's empty.
Now that cloud is empty. But my flower is very happy because it got rained on. But what happens, the miraculous part, is that water that's in our rivers and lakes will evaporate. We call it condensation, turns into a vapor and floats back into the clouds, filling them with water. But, well, we just dumped our cloud. How could it possibly refill itself?
I don't know. Maybe this is the living water cycle. Let's find out.
Whoa! The water
Smokes.
condensated, flew back up into the clouds, and then precipitated and came back down to the flower.
Wow, that's incredible.
Well, but you know what? This goes on over and over again, and our water is a very, very precious resource. Unfortunately, now our clouds are empty.
Right, and there's no more water because we emptied this.
That's correct. I thought you emptied that totally.
I thought I
But
did.
it just dumped it again. I guess that's just like the magic of the weather flow.
It's amazing, but it's empty now for sure.
That's right, because we've emptied it onto the flowers. So for this to have anything... That's a miracle. You know what? Science is pretty amazing.
I like it. Like tornadoes, hurricanes are formed when high air pressure areas push into low pressure areas. Hurricanes are like a giant heat engine, converting the energy of warm ocean air into powerful winds and waves. The spiraling winds push on the sea surface, causing the water to pile up into a storm surge. Scary stuff. Let's make a hurricane. Take a bowl of water and stir it up. Woo! Get it really going, and then take some food coloring and drop it in. Look at our mesmerizing hurricane. I call it Hurricane Riley. Well, kids, it's been fun, but I gotta take the elevator to the basement, if you know what I mean. I've been Dr. Riley, your host. We'll see you next time on Science with Dr. Riley. Bing!